home once more. Darren McCall has enjoyed plenty of success in his harness racing career thus far and travelled plenty along the way as well. He's now based back here in his home state of Queensland, and he's always in search of that next winner.
Growing up in Redcliffe, I was only a little fella sitting on my dad's lap, going around the track at Redcliffe, and he's the leading trainer then, so it was always a thing you wanted to do, especially at that age. Responsibility, especially as a young kid, I could have been probably out on the streets doing stuff I shouldn't be doing. And Mum always kept a horse for me to work, so I'd go to work, with her, and it gave me that responsibility that you have to have if you want to be dedicated to be in this business. You got to be willing to get up every day, rain, hail or shine. And I think when it's kind of drilled into you from a little kid, it's a good start. I won a lot of races really quickly, I think, and I think that was probably a little too quick. I don't think I really learned a lot as a driver then. I think it just seemed easy, but later on you kind of realise it's not that easy. Driving, it's a tough game. You've got to be sharp every week, and I kind of said, you know what, I'll concentrate on the training for a while. So I kind of had a little luck training some winners, but I thought all round, I think the biggest thing I probably learned out of the game was to really have a good grounding to start with and learn the basics good. I think if you're taught the basics good, right from a young age, I think it really helps you in the long run. I was working with Stuart Hunter early '98, and Ross Krogan come back on a holiday, who was leading trainer in America, and being an Australian guy, and we had a chat, and he could see I was interested, and he said, anytime you want a job, there's one there for you. So I said, I'll book my ticket. So I did, and I was pretty much gone in 2 weeks. So that was January '98. I said, well, I'll give it 3 months and we'll see how we go. And then 12 years later, I ended up coming home. So it was a good experience, definitely. It's the mecca, the mecca of harness racing, especially the Meadowlands. As a young kid, all I remember was Riyadh and Dennis Beach Boy going 47, and it's just like, the racing was just so good, and it was so exciting, and it was, the learning experience was the thing, every day was something new. When you go to America, you've got the trainer who's got a groom for every 4 or 5 horses, who's got an assistant trainer for 10 horses, and so on. The responsibility is spread out over a lot of people. For us here, the responsibility is probably on one. And you've got to be the jack of all trades. So I think if push comes to shove in the long run, if we could end up having more money, I think it'd be a lot better for everyone in this sport. We could actually have more assistant trainers, more grooms to help us with our horses. But I think that really our workload is the big thing. We have to endure an incredible amount compared to what I did in Canada. That's for sure. 12 winters in North America probably lured me back. I remember waking up one morning, it was minus 52 with the wind chill. Karina and I went to Canada with 7 horses and 2 cats. Pretty much our clothes, everything in the back of a car. And 8 years later, we'd won nearly all the major races there. So we didn't really think we'd do that good, so really wasn't much more to do. I thought, we were going for a short trip, and we ended up a long trip, and we owned a house and we won a lot of races, so it was like, it's time to probably go back. 3 horses that were okay at the time. The first 3 horses I got, one of them was Better Bet Black, another was Victor Benita, and our own mare, Ice Ice Baby. And I thought they would suit the Menangle track better, and which they did too. We went down there, and I think Better Bet Black won like 26 races at Menangle. Victor Benita acquitted herself well, and Ice Ice Baby, she was a good winner there too. So, it was just, at that time too, I had the right horses for the track.
Better Bet Black wins at gold from Oz.
She was a yearling. She was at the sales in Sydney, and Anthony McDonald was here from Canada, and we were looking for one. And we let her go through, and then we went and seen the people after who bred it, and they stayed in for a quarter, and the stable took a quarter, and Daniel Cadena took a quarter, and ourselves, and we sold some pieces off to get some more people into the sport. And yeah, it was really enjoying, because I thought she was a nice filly from day one. She broke in well. She just did everything easy. Everything was relaxed, and I was quietly confident that she could win that night. And she was like 50 to 1, but You know, it's 2-year-old racing and anything can go wrong, and it did. The favourite gallop, so which was perfect, but yeah, she's turned out to be a real nice horse.
Go from Oswald with the pink bonnet.
I made a few phone calls and checked everything out just to make sure, because you know, it's not like moving from Canada to Australia, but it's still another big move, and I didn't really want to risk everything, because you know, we were still based, you know, right on track at Menangle, and you know, we still had, you know, horses going around every week. I wanted to make sure our decision was, you know, was good, and from all what I was told, everything has happened. So I'm really happy with, you know, with the way that Racing Queensland are running it. I think David Brick and his team are doing a really good job. You know, I think Albion Park are doing a great job in Redcliffe. I think they're promoting the sport well, and we keep seeing prize money increases, so we're really happy. It's really good to, you know, wake up on morning and just hear the birds chirping and that, not you know, trains going by like they used to be. But it's good facilities. You know, the water walker right here. You know, we have a swim. We've got a good sand track. You know, we're only an hour to the main track, so it's actually it's really good. It's working out well. You know, with the Q-bred bonuses here, you know, we're looking to breed 4 mares. I think it's a great thing. We haven't been used to that. You know, we're based in another state, and the bonuses I always kind of thought weren't enough. But if you can, you win your first bonus here for 14 grand, it's a big plus. You know, 14 grand plus, you know, you win a race for the prize money, 17,000, 18,000. You can do a lot with that. So, yeah, it's definitely here in Queensland. We're looking forward to the next few years. I think every race really for me is good. You know, like I take a, you know, win for 3,000 as good as I would for 100,000. You know, like to me it's you know, it's all about what we do. Like we don't do it for money. You know, like if we did it for money, well, we'd be fooling ourselves. You know, we do it because we love it. You know, realistically, everyone wants to win in a Dominion or American Wild, but you know, to be a realist, you know, that's obviously few and far between. But I just take each week as it comes.